Well, here's some good news. After a night of being closed, Snoqualmie Pass is open in both directions. Now, chains are required on all vehicles unless you have all-wheel drive. White Pass on Highway 12 does remain closed, though. Now, it was also a potentially record-breaking year for snowfall in the pass. Snoqualmie Pass had the highest snowfall in 2 decades as of yesterday, with 236 inches of snow.
What?
That's a lot of snowmen.
That is a lot of snow. Oh my, no wonder they were closed.
I know, right? Well, good morning, friends. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us on the show. I'm Tim Pham. So right now we do have some school delays this morning. You can see them scrolling there at the bottom of your screen and on KREM.com.
That's right. So let's go ahead and get right outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy is giving us a look at the forecast, and of course, he is tracking all things snow as we remain in a winter storm watch this morning. Good morning, Jeremy.
Well, good morning. Do I look like a giant?
Yeah, you kind of do.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Temps are in the mid-20s early on this morning. It's a somewhat mild start to the day. Just for the weather, it's winter. You know what to expect. Snow's on the ground, and it's a bit cloudy as we kick things off. Wind out of the southwest at about 8 miles per hour has it feeling like it's in the teens. And reduced visibility still at play out in Moses Lake and Wenatchee. Hasn't really moved too far to the east of Moses Lake, and the reason is too much cloud cover kind of trapping some of that heat and wind, helping to stir the atmosphere. But out near Moses Lake, up near Ephrata, out toward Yakima and down into the Tri-Cities, still under those dense fog and freezing fog advisories for what that fog is doing to visibility and creating slick conditions on some of those roads. Now, when it comes to what we're seeing in town here, it is very slick. We saw, well, the moisture yesterday, that snow, and that's gotten packed down on those roads. Now, as temperatures stay down in the 20s, it's kind of right at that perfect level that packed snow on the roads starts to melt just a little bit on top. And so you get a layer of water, and that makes it almost impossible to stop or start. So if you come up to stoplights or stop signs, really start braking pretty far in advance so you don't wind up hitting that car in front of you. It's your pro tip for the day. We've got some cloud cover moving in, but that cloud cover is really just ahead of this little push of moisture. That little push of moisture and little wave of energy gives us a light round of scattered snow showers kind of in the middle of the day today. That moves out, and then we get another shot later tonight, and this one is a little more widespread, and that one looks to offer us the potential to call the whole day, it would be that midday and that night one, about an inch, maybe even 2 here in town as temperatures stay pretty close to freezing. But today's snow, nothing compared to what's coming. And coming up, I'm going to take you outside and talk the impacts of our next major system.
Right now, with an increase in COVID cases in the inland Northwest, we're seeing a jump in demand for COVID tests.
That's right. So KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is at Spokane Falls Community College this morning. So Nicole, can you tell us how long are people having to wait in line this morning just to get a test done?
Channing, Tim, we had lines out of the parking lot here at Spokane Falls Community College. You can see here along the street, this is the view. You have a huge sign saying COVID-19 testing. Eventually, once you come into the lot, it leads you this way to underneath this tent where you actually end up getting your COVID-19 test. But appointments are filling up, and they're filling up fast. Officials say that they are seeing appointments at local testing facilities completely booked up almost every single day. Discovery Health, who helps run this specific site here, says that the demand for COVID-19 tests has doubled since the holiday season ended. So take a look at this video. This is video of the college from yesterday. There was a line almost out the parking lot. So if you're planning on getting a COVID test over the next few weeks, expect a significant wait time and arrive early.
Extremely busy. Our testing volume has actually doubled, to say the least. We actually currently are experiencing even higher than double volumes.
Now, the regional manager says the site still sees days with no-shows where people looking for appointments for the day of can get tested. A public health nurse with Spokane Regional Health did tell us that they are hoping to open additional testing sites in the future. Now, to help sites like this keep track of their appointments, they are asking that you make sure to make an appointment online so they know what appointments they have available. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, last week, the FDA said rapid antigen tests may not detect the Omicron variant. A study from the National Institutes of Health found that rapid tests may be less sensitive in detecting the variant immediately after being infected. However, the FDA says if you are having symptoms but test negative in a rapid test, you should probably seek out a PCR test to be sure. It's time now for your Morning Rush. More news in less time.
Spokane firefighters now know what started a fire at a church on the South Hill. Now, this fire broke out at the Bethany Presbyterian Church on South Ray Street Sunday afternoon. Investigators say it was started by an electrical short on the church's stage. Fire crews say there was no fire alarm system in the church, and if people hadn't called the fire in, it could have been much worse.
New this morning, the CDC signed off on recommending the booster waiting period from 6 months to 5 months. People will now be able to get their booster shot 5 months after they finish their second COVID dose. Now, the FDA also recommending Pfizer's booster shot for kids ages 12 to 15. And Starbucks is preparing for President Biden's vaccine or test mandate. It's asking all U.S. employees to share their vaccination status by January 10th. If they are not fully vaccinated by February 9th, when the mandate goes into effect, they'll need a negative COVID test no more than 7 days before their next shift. They'll then have to test once a week. An at-home test will not be accepted.
State lawmakers proposed a new bill aimed to help identify and locate missing Indigenous people. The bill would function the same as a silver alert, which is used when a vulnerable adult goes missing. The alert would broadcast details of the missing person to various platforms like highway signs. The proposed bill comes after Indigenous survivors and even family members spoke with state lawmakers about the issue last month. That's a look at your Morning Rush.
Now, another potential setback for the Freeman school shooting case. A series of motions were pushed back until Thursday.
Now, one of those motions included moving the case out of Spokane. So in the fall of 2017, police say 15-year-old Caleb Sharp opened fire at Freeman High School, killing one student and injuring 3 others. The case has had multiple delays since then.
The trial is set to start in 2 weeks. Motions were scheduled every day this week, but the judge decided to push those hearings until Thursday. Arguments will be made on moving the trial out of Spokane County and pushing back that trial date once again.
Defense attorneys are making a motion to ask for an exceptional sentence of 20 years instead of 46, since the suspect was a juvenile at the time of the shooting. The case has already been delayed several times, but Judge Michael Price says they're eager to see this case completed.
I don't know how many times I've said it, that I wanted this case to get going and we needed to get this case tried and completed.
Well, the defense wants to move the trial out of Spokane County because they think the jury won't be fair and impartial, partly due to media coverage.
So we do expect these motions to be addressed in court on Thursday or Friday at the latest. So the motions being heard this week are just another in a series of attempts to delay the trial even longer.
So late last year, defense attorneys tried to assert an insanity defense, but it was denied by the judge. The defense filed a new motion to reconsider and also tried to delay the trial, saying they needed more time to prepare. COVID precautions have also slowed things down on the progress of the case.
The suspect is facing 1 charge of first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempted murder, and 48 counts of second-degree assault. The now almost 20-year-old will be tried as an adult and faces up to life in prison.
New changes are coming to a city road, and those needing housing assistance could get funding. All this after the first Spokane City Council meeting of the year.
And the one thing you need to know about weather, a little bit of snow today, but serious snow works its way back into the forecast. That starts Wednesday night and lasts into Thursday. We even have a winter storm watch in place across the region.
All right, it is time now for your wake-up call. No winners in the Powerball jackpot, which means we're in for another drawing tomorrow for $575 million. That's a lot of money.
That's so much money.
That's so much money. Now, it will actually be one of the largest in the game's history. And of course, this morning we want to know, are you buying a lotto ticket? Do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky at all? You can use the hashtag UpWithKREM on social media or text us at 509-448-2000 and let us know if you're buying a lotto ticket. And hey, if you win, what are you going to do with all that money?
Someone said pay off their house. I like that idea.
I like that idea. That's a smart way.
Yeah, smart one.
I like it.
Okay, let us know how you will spend it.